My doctor right over there, my doctor. He said, you know, sir, if you want, you're really smart. You ought to take the cognitive test. I said, oh, what's that? Doc Ronnie, right? Now we call him Mr. Congressman. What a job you've done, Ronnie. They went after him, and it didn't work out too well. There you are. The Democrats went after him like you wouldn't believe. But he did a test. Did I ace it?
Yes, sir.
I aced it. And I'd like to see Biden ace it. He won't ace it. He'll get the first two. There's 35 questions, and the first 2 or 3 are pretty easy.
Maybe the animals.
They're the animals. Is this a lion, a giraffe? When he gets to around 20, he's going to have a little hard time. I think he's going to have a hard time with the first few, actually. But so we really have something to be really proud of what we did. And honestly, very simply, we have to do it again. You have to go back, stay in Mexico. That was very hard to get. That took us litigation, dealing with Mexico. I really think the president of Mexico is a great guy. Surprisingly, he wants to see this worked out because he has people pouring through his country by the millions, by the way. Not, you know, I see 100,000 here. 100. For every person you catch, and these experts say 4 or 5 get through, but I think it's a much higher number than that. You know, it's a big border. I think it's a much higher number. Now, the wall has stopped a lot of it. And you're going to finish up some of the wall. And maybe they're going to finish it up. They're under a lot of pressure to finish it up. So maybe they're going to finish it up. You know, Tom is probably saying, I doubt it. I mean, the real question is, do they really want open borders? Or are they incompetent? There's only 2 things. You're either incompetent, or for some reason you have a screw loose and you want to have open borders. Now, the problem with the open borders is that countries are opening up their jails, they're opening up their prisons, you guys see this, and they're letting all their prisoners out. You notice their prison populations are way down. They do it very slowly because they don't want people to know this, but I know it. And they're letting all of their murderers, rapists, drug dealers, and human traffickers out, and they're coming into the United States of America at a level like we've never seen. They weren't coming in with us. And in fact, one of the quick stories I tell is that when we first started, I said, get them out. And I said really, more than anybody, I guess, you, Mark, you and Tom, I said, get them the hell out. The MS-13 gang members, who they say are the worst in the world, and they certainly might very well be. I see what they do with knives, where they cut them up into small pieces. They cut people up into small pieces because it's more painful than using a gun. I said, get them out. And Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador would not accept the people. Under the Obama administration, they wouldn't take the people. So the people came back to me just routine, sir, I'm sorry, but they won't take them. I said, who won't take them? Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador, they won't take the people back. I said, oh, really, why? They don't want them. I said, okay. How much money do we pay them? Sir, we paid them $500 million a year. What does that have to do with it, sir? I said, a lot. We're not paying them anymore. And then I got a call the next day from the heads of the 3 countries. We would love to take MS-13 back. They are wonderful people. We'd love to have them back where they belong. And we never had a problem after that. But now I understand they're not taking them back again because we don't deal with those countries right. I got along with the 3 people plus the president of Mexico beyond. He's a fantastic man. He really is. He's a fantastic man. Very different persuasion. His thought process is very different. Could be on the socialist side. But I'll tell you what, we worked along really well together. He's a terrific man and a terrific person, and he loves Mexico, I will tell you that. But we opened it up. They used to have airplanes on the runway, so we couldn't land our planes with their MS-13 horrible criminals in the plane, so we couldn't land them. We couldn't get buses back. And once I did that, they took them all back. So we had all these great policies going, and they were all ended. One day they were ended. This didn't take place over 3 months or 5 months. This took place in the first week. They were ended. It was almost like they were ended because I did it. But you know, we did a great job. In the history, and I appreciate what you said, Sheriff, because in the history there's never been, and not me, all of us together, there has never been a border so secure as the border, the southern border that we have. And now it's opened up. And don't kid yourself, they're coming in from the Middle East, and they're coming in and they're bad. They're coming in from the Middle East. I'd say, well, where are those people from? Sir, they're from Yemen. Oh, really, Yemen, right? How's that all about? They would dump them off in South America, and they make the journey up because it was easy to get through that way, through the southern border, and that stopped with us. That stopped fast. And now we have an open, really dangerous border, more dangerous than it's ever been in the history of our country. And we better go back fast. And you know, I watch a couple of even you people said that, well, we could start it immediately. Well, it's not going to go fast. Because you have to go back now and start the whole thing up with Mexico and with the 3 countries. It's not going to go that quickly. You know, they say, well, we should just immediately go back. It's not that easy. This was a lot of hard work and very good negotiation. We did great negotiation. And we did things like, we're going to charge you tariffs if you do this or if you do that. And all of a sudden they said, well, we'd love to have you have it your way. We want every point, every single point. And I don't know if they're going to be able to do that. So it's not that easy to go back. I will tell you, this is bad news for you, and you know it. And a lot of people like to say to the media, well, we could immediately, I saw it today, we should immediately go back to the Trump policy. It's not that easy now. It's not that easy. But we have a sick country in many ways. It's sick in elections and it's sick in the border. And if you don't have good elections, and if you don't have a strong border, you don't have a country. So with that, we're going over to the border right now. But we're going to the real part of the border where there's real problems, not a part where you look around and you don't see anybody. We're going to admire the wall and how it works, because wherever we have the wall, that's what made the big difference. It made a tremendous difference. And I just want to thank the people in this room. You have been incredible, incredible partners, including those characters back there that are all friends of mine. Every single one. Good job on television yesterday morning. Really good, Brian, I'll tell you, really good. So I just want to thank you all very much. It's an honor, and we have a tremendous crowd waiting for us, and I don't want to keep this man, I don't want to have him be late. I want to keep those approval ratings right at 92%.